Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Gooey's Dungeon Dive, the podcast where I chronologically rank all of the dungeons in the Zelda series, making our way through The Legend of Zelda for the NES, and we've come to level 7, The Demon, which is cool. A cool name and cool look. I love the map of this guy. It looks totally wacky. Scary face. Good stuff. One of the better constellations, I guess, from dungeon title to layout. So for starters, we got another one where we get a hint from the last dungeon from an old man on how to get there. In level 6, an old man told us something like, there are secrets where fairies do not live. The screen this dungeon is on is one screen next to a fairy fountain, and this one is an empty fairy fountain. So I think that's a good enough hint. That's a pretty cool hint that there's something up with this screen. It's a little, it's a suspicious looking screen. It's one of the most, there aren't a lot in the game that look like it. To get in, you have to play the flute, and it drains the water, revealing a secret entrance. Kind of cool. That's kind of random. It's sort of like, try everything on this screen. Eventually it'll work. But you got a small inventory, and I don't know. I like the imagery of playing the flute to drain the pond there. That's cool, in my opinion. I'm not sure where this dungeon ranks on difficulty. For me, playing it normally now, it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty easy. But I was kind of looking at it as I was playing through, from trying to be from a more like, okay, if you're playing for the first time, what does this seem like? And I don't know. This is the first one that really requires you to bomb walls to get around. And some of them are cool hints. Like, some of them you see, like, okay, I need to get here. There's no other way. I'm approaching it from this way. Oh, maybe I should try bombing this wall here. When you're looking at the map and stuff like that. There's some good ones of that, but I think the first one you really have to do in the dungeon feels kind of arbitrary. And it's like, there's not really a good hint for it. I don't think it had to be like that. I think a lot of people attribute it to, like, the game being kind of old or whatever, but I don't think that necessarily had to be the case. We get a lot of good old man hints that I think throughout the game people do disregard and treat other things like they're not hinted at, but in this case, I think there are some that are questionable, but there are some cool ones too that I kind of go, oh, that's neat, that's fun. So, I don't know. In terms of the navigation, it's kind of mixed bag. Because when you're going through it normally, otherwise, especially me now, kind of knowing the dungeon pretty well and where you gotta bomb, it's big and complex, but I don't think it's too difficult. With the enemies, it's kind of the greatest hits of a lot of them throughout the game. There's nothing too hard. There's a lot of gorias in this dungeon, which kind of leads to something I think is really fun. Is there's an obstacle where you encounter a hungry goria, and he just says to you, grumble, grumble. And you will have to have brought some of the food that you can buy from the shop to give to him, which I think is kind of funny that, there's these shops selling this food the whole game, and you're like, what is this? And finally it pays off here. I don't know if that's good. Like, if grumble grumble, you can figure out he's hungry, but I don't know. I think it's pretty fun. It's kind of low stakes trying to use the meat in places too. So, like, you could probably just try that out everywhere. But I don't know. It's one of the first dungeons to kind of have like a story element within the dungeon. Like you encountering all these gorias, and then you find a hungry one, and he lets you buy for some food. Just a cute little thing. I like it. We got tons of mini bosses. We've got like multiple Dodongos and Digdoggers and all this stuff like that. Not all of them you have to kill. Fighting the Dodongos is particularly annoying because you need your bombs to to bomb the walls in this one. Though there are I think a lot of them drop bombs, and a lot of enemies you fight drop bombs, but if you collect those before you gotta bomb a lot of the walls and fight the Dodongos or whatever, like, you could use up your bombs but you know, luckily there are some options there for recouping them. With the key item in this dungeon, we get the red candle, which is just like the blue candle, except you can now use the blue candle more than once in a room. I don't know if this is a good one. I think you should have. It's annoying when using the blue candle to like use it, and then say you want to try it again, you have to leave the room and come back. So I don't know. I mean, it's definitely an upgrade for sure, but I don't know. I'm not sold on it. I think you should have just gotten this earlier and called it a day. And then, okay, so for we've got some old men in this dungeon again. One upgrades our bomb capacity for 100 rupees, which is nice. You're gonna definitely need that. For me playing through it this time, it definitely was required because I was bombing walls and killing dodongos, and I ran out of bombs. Then I found him, and I was like, whew. I mean, I actually didn't have enough rupees, so I had to go get a couple more. So that can be kind of a slog, but you know, definitely worth having 12 bombs there. The other old man gives us a little hint about a secret being in the nose of the dungeon, which, you know, it's just another room where you have to push a block after killing all the enemies, though it's a weirder one that we haven't seen before in that shape. So, I don't know. Hint was appreciated, but maybe we could have had some hints about some of the other bombable walls. I don't know. And then as for the boss, we just have Aquamentus again, and I like Aquamentus and all, but it's literally the same boss basically. Even I think takes the same amount of hits. So now with the upgraded sword, it's just a cakewalk. So I don't know about this choice. This dungeon is in general very wonky to me, where it's like easy in some places, difficult in weird ways, and other ways, I don't know. I'm kind of mixed about it. Let's pull the ranking up here. And unfortunately, I like this dungeon all right. I love Grumble Grumble, and all that. And this is just kind of fun to play through for me. But just from a design standpoint and everything, I'm gonna put this one slot it right at the bottom in 7. I don't know. I just can't. I can't give it more than that, even though I think it's pretty fun. It's definitely a nice respite from the past 2 hard dungeons, but I don't know. Like I said, I like the map, the layout and stuff, but otherwise it's just kind of all goofy all over the place. So definitely not my favorite one. So from here, we had level 2 at number 6 right above it, but let's count down our top 5. We've got level 6, the dragon, level 3, the manji, level 1, the eagle, level 5, the lizard, and our best dungeon still is level 4, the snake. All right, so we got 2 more dungeons left in the game, and then we'll at least have a pretty good ranking of the first game. And then, I don't know, I'm looking forward to seeing how the Adventure of Link slots in here. That'll be kind of interesting because, you know, it's a totally different gameplay style, but we'll see how it works out. So, yeah, let me know how you would rank these. Give us a like if you enjoy the video. Of course, subscribe, all that good stuff. And thanks for watching.